Good afternoon and welcome everybody to an exciting afternoon. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional custodians of all nations that we're meeting on. I would like to pay respect to all elders past, present and emerging. And I'd like to say a huge welcome to all attendees both here in Australia and overseas. We're in for a very exciting and informative day today as part of a masterclass being conducted by our valued partners, Nestlé Professional, and obviously as hosts, the Australian Culinary Federation. So I'd like to hand you straight over to Sue so that we can start the exciting part of the day. So Sue, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Welcome everyone. 欢迎大家. So now I would like to take a moment just to introduce our counterpart from China, HAOJI China. We got Jeremy here and Chef Lu from China, all the way from China. And then we got Mark Clayton, our Nestlé Professional chef. Thank you, guys. So before, without any ado, I will pass this to Jeremy to say a few welcoming words.
Hi, I'm Jeremy from China, and together with our chef, Mr. Lu. Say hi.
Hi, I'm Lu Jian.
So I'm from the brand called HAOJI, which is a authentic culinary brand for Sichuan cuisine under Nestlé. I'm so sorry the pandemic have blocked us away from you, but luckily our product can still be exported to Australia, which was we started to land on Australia by 2019, and which thanks to Sue together with Nestlé Professional's team. And today we are very lucky that to have been invited by Australia Culinary Federation to have this opportunity to share our knowledge of this brand of our Sichuan cuisine to you, because our brand essence is to inspire creativity from authenticity. So we hope this opportunity give us this time to introduce our authentic Sichuan cuisine to you. And I know not everybody today with us are Sichuan cuisine chefs, but we believe that our spicy sauces and spicy cuisine can bring you the inspiration. So without further ado, I will leave the stage more to the cuisine itself and our chef. So Sue.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. And for now, we will watch this video that HAOJI China has prepared, where Chef Lu is going to talk about the Sichuan cuisine. Here you go.
Hi, 大家好，我是四川豪吉食品有限公司行政总厨吕健，同时也是一名从事了31年川菜的厨师，非常高兴今天在这里跟大家分享我们的川菜。四川地处中国的西南，也是熊猫的故乡，自古就有天府之国的美誉，物产丰富，造就了传人用丰富的食材和调味品烹调的传统，而川菜也成为中国8大菜系流行度最高的菜系，也是中国菜走向全球最大的菜系。在国际上就有“食在中国，味在四川”的说法。四川特有的火锅、麻婆豆腐、宫保鸡丁、鱼香肉丝，不光受到全国人民的喜爱，也受到全球人民的欢迎。2010年，成都也成为中国首个被联合国教科文组织评选的美食之都。川菜发源于2300多年前，经过2000多年的发展，逐步形成了它的完整风味体系。其风味清鲜、纯、浓并重，但上调麻辣无疑是川菜最显著的特征。比如从辣的风味来讲，辣一味就包括香辣、麻辣、鲜辣、无辣、姜辣、酸辣等细分。川菜厨师不光善烹辣，也善调麻， 而川菜不仅仅只有麻辣的特点，还有麻辣鲜香，一菜一格，百菜百味，各式菜肴脍炙人口。当然，我们川菜味型丰富，变化多端，光是复合口味就有20多种，我们把它称之为川菜的24味型。通过我们用辣椒、胡椒、花椒、豆瓣酱，用不同的比例调制成麻辣、酸辣、椒麻、麻酱、红油、糖醋、鱼香、怪味等不同的复合味型，让我们的川菜更富有层次，过口难忘，经久回味。HAOJI植根于地道川调，研究川调数十年，在整个研究的过程中发现，川菜虽然千变万化，但最受消费者喜爱的味型，通常集中在麻辣、鲜辣、香辣、酸辣、家常、泡椒等味型，而这些味型也覆盖了超过50%的主流菜品。HAOJI研发生产的这4款风味的川香汁，也正好覆盖了这几个主流味型。川菜以麻辣鲜香而闻名，但重油又使很多的消费者产生了顾虑。这是因为川菜在制作过程中，很多的香味是需要以油作为载体，同时因为油的特性，那很多的原料的包裹性不强，致使我们的菜品口味不饱满。HAOJI结合了雀巢的先进研发技术，用汁作为载体，既可以承载川菜的麻辣鲜香，又可以保证菜品的复合口感，还最终让菜品少油更健康，更加符合消费者的需求。第一，地道川味，品质如一；第二，色泽红亮，十足好味；第三，包裹性强，口味饱满；第四，应用广泛，激发灵感。当然，最后希望大家用HAOJI的产品，能够做出澳洲人民喜欢的美味。
Wow, thank you. So this is the Sichuan cuisine introduced by HAOJI China. Thank you so much. Now I would like to pass it to Mark, our chef Mark, to talk about Sichuan cuisine in Australia.
Yeah, I guess, hi everyone. I guess I'm the token Western chef here today. Probably way out of my depth, talking about a cuisine that is very intrinsic in this country, but not a lot of people know about it. So hopefully that will be changed by this presentation today. So look, Chinese cuisine began during the gold rush in the 1850s. And by 1890, an estimated 33% of Australian chefs were Chinese, which is a pretty amazing thing. The cuisine was derived from Sichuan cuisine, and with the increase in China population and appreciation for more authentic Sichuan cuisine, it's developed and it's become more authentic over time. So that's a pretty cool thing. Next slide, please. Okay, so as far as chefs are concerned, look, I'm speaking from a Western perspective now. I know chefs are always looking for new flavors and ingredients. And it doesn't matter what chef it is, if you're out there, you're looking to try and be better than the guy down the road. So you're looking for something different, something new. And that's, I guess, what these flavors bring to us. So it's an ongoing evolution with Australian, famous for its blend of East and West cuisine. Chinese ingredients, I mean, just go back a few years and just think about tofu. It's a common staple on Western menus now, but you know, not that many years ago, you would only ever see that on a Chinese restaurant menu. So you can see how things are developing and going along. I think it's safe to say that Western chefs are not usually very well educated, perhaps on Sichuan food. They tend to think that it's just chili and pepper and numbing, which it is, But I think it's a mistake to actually limit Sichuan to just these things. I mean, it's an extremely diverse and multi-layered cuisine. It features many dishes that don't actually include chili and pepper. So hopefully after today, a lot of people get a much greater insight into what this cuisine is about. So I'm going to hand back to Sue with a question, actually. So Sue, what is so unique about the HAOJI range, and why do chefs need them?
Sorry, I was talking to you without unmuting myself. So HAOJI, let's go to the next page. And basically this, as the video earlier have shown us, this is actually a trend that's on flavor and flavor at the moment. It's a growing trend in the world, and certainly in Australia as well, as you were talking about earlier. Why is this, become so popular? It's because people these days are in a lot of stress, yeah? And you take some very plain food, it doesn't taste so much. That's why a lot of people these days are actually going to spicy food, especially the younger generations. Hence, you can see that even in the Western cuisine, there's a lot of spicy dishes are being added into this product, into their menu. And when I first saw this Sichuan range, I tasted the product and it was so spicy, I actually threw in a bin because I was like, wow, this is just too much for me. I'm a Malaysian, I can take spicy, but this was too much for me. Then after that, when I got the opportunity to go to China and I saw Jeremy was cooking for me, I'm like, what? She know how to cook. And she made this dish was like not that spicy at all, and it was beautiful because then I learned that this product actually is so versatile that you can actually add on anything and you can create anything with it. And I think this is really amazing. That's why I thought of this product would work. Next slide, please. So I'll quickly go through what is this product. Wow, what's the chicken there? Making me hungry. So the range that we have is first one is the mala sauce, and this is actually can be used as a dipping sauce, but bear in mind it's very concentrated. I'm talking about in Nestlé, in the kitchen in China. I mean, China, whenever they talk about cuisine, it's like all in bucket of 5 liter or 10 liter. But this product is so unique that it's only in 500 grams. Why? Because it's so concentrated. So I would recommend for any chef in Australia using the product, the dosage that you need is only 1 to 10, meaning that 1 spoon of mala sauce, 10 spoon of tomato sauce, 10 spoon of mayo, or 10 spoon of sweet chili sauce. That's all you need to actually bring out the flavor. So the mala is very much the least spicy out of these 3 products. Then followed by the second one in the middle, which is purple, Miss Purple. Her name is actually HAOJI Ginger and Chili. Now this product is, believe it or not, 50% of the sales of this product come from the Western chef. I don't know why, but maybe Mark can tell me, why do you guys like the pickled ginger and red chili so much?
Well, I don't know, but it's one of those flavors that I guess they are familiar with, and I think that probably helps in getting across to Western chefs.
Yes, and they just absolutely loved it, and that's a product on the second one. And the third product that's being hidden by this chicken. By the way, this chicken was made by the previous brand manager, marinated the product with HAOJI mala and HAOJI ginger to create this chicken. Oh my God, it's better than KFC Zinger burger, man. It's awesome. Anyway, the third product is the chili sauce, and that is the one that really do not taste it straight on, because that would take the head off. It's so spicy. And that is the one that has the chili in it, the green chili in it, green pepper on it. And that is the one that is absolutely beautiful with red meat. So these are the 3 range of product. Now I just want to go in a little bit further, where I would like to bring you back to the HAOJI mala sauce. This particular product contains Sichuan pepper oil and Sichuan chili oil. The product that you can, or the dishes you can make out of it, is like you use it with your pizza base, and you can actually make moko tofu, and then you can actually use it as a dipping. with, you can add sweet cheese sauce and tomato sauce and things like that. Now you saw that there's a meatball pasta there. That is actually using 4 products into one. So this product is actually up to your imagination. You can use by itself or you can combine the two, and you will see the layer of the flavor is so different depending on your mix and depending on how you use it. Next slide. So this one is the one that sells very well in the Western world. As you can see, the applications here are very much a Western way. You got this fish, sometimes fish you can actually marinate with it, and then you go for a deep fry, and you can dilute then the sauce to actually make the saucing out of it. Now, it's very versatile. This particular product, I saw some of the chef actually use it as a stir fry. I wouldn't tell you which restaurants, but anyway, they use it as a stir fry with their vegetables and stuff like that. It's great with seafood. It's great with mushroom. Next one. Next one is the green chili. This is the one that really spicy. And when I look at the restaurants, the one that really do well with this particular product is actually they use it to marinate chicken pieces or chicken wing and went for deep fry. This product works very well in that regards, and also to make a pork fillet, and also to do the skewer as well. This is the product that could be used in this application. And in addition to that, this is a good product that actually used in the soup as well if you're making wonton soup and things like that. Next slide. We introduced you the 3 ranges of sauces. Now, in Sichuan cooking, you can't make a good Sichuan cooking without a green pepper oil. And you can't make a good Sichuan cooking without a chicken flavored bouillon. This is a must. Now, let me talk to you about the green chili, green pepper oil. This green pepper oil is very different from what you see in the market. Why? Because it's manufactured in a way that they snap frozen the green pepper, and only when they need it, they press it and then produce the oil. That's why the fragrance is very, very good. In addition to that, it actually got a bit of citrus flavor. It's great with a lot of applications, which I'll show you later. This HAOJI chicken bouillon, believe it or not, is the first chicken bouillon in China. This particular product is trusted. And in fact, you will be asking why Nestlé and HAOJI? Well, when Nestlé entered to Sichuan, they look at that. This is like the #1 brand in Sichuan. They thought, okay, I must work with them. So that is why we went into the partnership with HAOJI. And today we're talking about HAOJI. Next slide, please. So in terms of the oil, the application is vast. I mean, whatever you want to do in terms of marinations or even cooking, anything, this is your base. So you can use that to even make salad. You can actually marinate that with your chicken or things like that and make whatever you need from it. And you will be amazed that the product is so fragrant, yeah, or even in a soup application. Next slide. So this is a chicken bouillon, and you can use it on your pizza dough and your soup. Wonton soup is actually very, very, the umami was very, very strong, yeah. And also, of course, in the pie, the application is a lot. I mean, if you talk about in Chinese, what they use it for, #1 is actually your hot pot, and then followed by your mala tang. And also when they are making the Chinese bun, this is the product they use a lot. All right, that's all from me. Next, I think we are going to showcase some of the product, or what do you call it, dishes that Chef Lu is going to make for us. So that was your kung po chicken, and the second one is has to do with Australian loving our oyster. So I mean, yeah, have a look. Wow. And the third one, of course, Australian love their fish. So this is another one on the fish. In Australia, I think I'll use barramundi, but oh, this one is fantastic. The duck, you got to watch this one. Beautiful. Thank you, Chef Li. 谢谢您. So, if anybody have any question, please type it on the chat box. And while we are waiting for all your questions, I will first ask the question to Chef Li. I'll use Chinese if you don't mind, and then he will speak in Mandarin, and I'll do the translation later. 李师傅您好，谢谢您帮我们准备了这一切。那么呢，我首先呢想感谢您，真的谢谢您帮我们准备。那么我想问一下，这个豪吉的系列呢，如果是说在成都呢，它的饮用的方式跟在北京呢有什么不一样的地方？吕健给我等一等，我翻一翻哦。So my question to Chef Li was that when it comes to this HAOJI range of sauces, the applications in a Sichuan kitchen versus the application in, say, for example, a kitchen in Beijing, what are the difference? 李师傅，
嗨，大家好。刚才树提的这个问题呢，实际上非常简单，也非常容易理解。这个北京和成都本身，我们的消费者就存在口味的这种差异，而那个豪吉的川香汁系列的产品呢，可以保证我们的厨师做到一个地道的基础川菜的味型。那么，由于厨师可以根据不同地方的这个消费者的口味习惯，然后呢，对菜品进行一个二次加工或者是调味。比方说这个北京的厨师，那么他做我们的川菜，用川香汁就可以做到一个地道的川味的味型的菜式，而川菜的厨师呢，在加入了这个川香汁以后呢，还可以在这个基础上加入更多的麻或者是辣，来符合我们成都消费者的口味习惯。好，谢谢。
好的嘞，谢谢。
听到没有
？So what the chef saying is that yes, that's a very simple question. I mean, simple answer. Sorry. Basically, they in Sichuan and in Beijing, the consumer there have a different taste profile. So having this Sichuan sauce will help the chef to actually resolve the issue in creating the basic Sichuan cuisine's what do you call that, product or dishes according to the local consumer taste profile. The reason behind is that when a Beijing chef using the HAOJI sauces, they can easily, quickly make a Sichuan dishes, yeah, without any headache on getting the ingredient or how to make it. Then when it comes to a Sichuan chef in Beijing, if they want to cook a Sichuan dish, they can actually use the HAOJI sauce as a basis to actually create the Sichuan dish, and then add on further on the chili and the pepper to make it even more authentic, like what it tastes in Sichuan. Hence, I guess for us in Australia, we can use this product to help us to make a basic Sichuan dishes. And if you want to go further to service people from Sichuan, be my guest and add all the chili and the pepper on top of it. Yeah, that's the question. Thank you very much, Chef Li. Now I have questions for Mark as well. Well, Mark, you are quite a tough one. Are you ready?
I'm ready. You've caught me completely on the fly here, but go for it.
So over the years, I mean, I'm sure you have noticed that Sichuan cuisine is getting very popular in Australia. I mean, earlier you were showing us like how Mr. Wong and even like Spice Temple, they are all going for this Sichuan cuisine. Yeah. So, you know, what do you call that? What do you think that you know, these Sichuan restaurants, what these Western applications on this Sichuan, how do you call that, cuisine, how is it like? I mean, what kind of outlet would actually be suitable to actually introduce this kind of cuisine?
So just to clarify the question, are you talking about actual setting up a Sichuan restaurant, or are you talking about how a Westerner will use Sichuan flavors?
Well, I think that only Chef Neil is actually very, very confident, hence open up Spice Temple. But I guess my next question is, how does Chef actually introduce this Sichuan cuisine in their outlet? I mean, what sort of outlet will you think that will introduce this kind of cuisine?
Well, if you're going to introduce it, I think you need to have a pretty heavy Asian focus in your menu to be able to do that. Obviously, from a Western perspective, I think it's easy to weave these through a menu and put in spicy flavors and little different flavors from the products that we have. And I think that's quite easy to amalgamate into most restaurants. But I think if you're going to go all out and actually develop an actual Sichuan restaurant menu, then you've really got to have a bit of a customer base that's going to be very knowledgeable and understanding of that cuisine.
Thank you, Mark. And you think that using this product will actually allowing the normal Western chef to actually start introducing this popular cuisine in their menu?
Yeah, I do. I think what it does is, and just seeing through those slides and how simple some of those steps are, I think it's just education. And I think the more that these products get out there and the more that we actually assist them with education and how to use them, I think the more people will have the confidence to go out there and use them. Because, as I said earlier, they're all looking for something new. They're all looking for something to cut them, put themselves aside from somebody else that's down the road and make them stand out. So I think they've definitely got that appeal.
Thank you, Mark. So sorry, Mark, I'll put you on the spot again.
Okay,
what are the, because in Chinese, we use that very differently. Yeah, we use it in Sichuan, really authentic Sichuan dishes. Now, in terms of Western application, what do you think that these sauces could make?
Look, I think when I say weave them in, I think it's really adding to what people are already doing. You mentioned earlier about the mala, 1 in 10 for mayonnaise, for dipping sauce. So that's a unique dipping sauce flavor that is probably not that prominent out there right now. So for them, they're getting a little bit something different to put into what they already do, but then they put a twist on it and made it a little bit special. And I think that's kind of how Western chefs will understand it and use it. They'll use it in the framework they're already operating in, but they'll just take it to another level.
I think you're right, Mark. I mean, I remember once I went to a pub in Queensland, and the chef was like looking at the product. You know how a chef likes to smell the product and taste it. Of course, that chili one, that green one, really take his head off. And he was like, yes, I want 2 cases of each. I was like, how are you going to use it? And he was like, oh, in banquet, this will be great as a new dipping sauces and allowing my customer actually to try different things. I thought, yeah, that's a very easy and straightforward application as a dipping sauce, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, and that's it. They'll weave it into what they already do, put a twist on top, call it something different, and you've actually got something new without doing too much.
You're right. So in this chat box, I can see your questions there. The question is that while using the sauce, how much does the use of a wok matter, and does it alter the flavor? Approver, you want to talk about it, or you want me just understanding that and talk through?
Yeah, I was just wanting to understand, because not a lot of the chefs know how to season a wok or have a wok in their kitchens, and if they are going to use it as part of a banqueting menu or part of a fine dining menu or introduce it in their restaurant menus, would that matter? Because personally, I love the flavor of a wok coming through the food when we eat out at a Chinese restaurant, but the same flavor doesn't come through when you cook the food on a pan, regardless. So with these sauces, does that really matter, or does that really alter, was what I wanted to understand. So for the young chefs out there, I think then they would get a fair bit of understanding of how they can use the sauces.
Yes, Mark, you can think through the question, if that's all right. I will ask Chef Lee at the same time.
Okay, I can kind of answer that. I mean, if you're trying to do out and out Sichuan food in the same style that they're doing it, then yes, I think you need a wok, and you need to, because you need that high heat penetration to do it. If you're using it in a Western format where you're actually adding into things you already do, I don't think it's so essential. So I think it depends on what you're actually trying to do and what your end product is as to whether that's really, really important or a deal breaker. I don't think it's a deal breaker.
Thank you, Mark. And before you go, I want to ask a question to Chef Lee as well. 李健师傅您好，您知道我们做华人餐的时候呢，很多都是有讲锅气的。那么这些酱料呢，怎么可以达到一个锅气呢？就是这么香的一个锅气呢？
实际上呢，我们的这些产品啊，它有一个最大的特点，是因为我们在前期研发的时候就已经进行了一个熟化的这么一个过程。那熟化了以后，就像是我们大家容易理解，是我们通常用这个酱油，就是发酵以后，然后当它一受热的时候，它的气味就会充分的散发出来。就好比我们做这个冷盘和热菜的区别，为什么冷盘我们大家觉得锅气味、香味不够浓郁，而热菜的香味很浓郁，就是因为当我们用了这种制熟的这种香味再受热了以后，那么它的锅气味和香味就会更浓。好的，树，谢谢。
Very good answer. So what Chef Lee was saying is that everyone knows why. I mean, in terms of wok hay, which is a wok smell that's coming through, it's actually coming through from like a fragmented ingredient that actually bring the wok umami to the next level. Hence, when they are developing this product range, they actually put that into consideration because it's very important element in the Chinese cuisine. So when they are making this dish, they actually included this fragmented element in the sauce itself. That is why when you use this sauce to actually go and fry something, the umami that coming from it, it's fantastic. That is also the difference when you are using this product in a cold dish and versus in a hot dish. In addition to that, personal experience, people who know me will know that I go to Chinese restaurant like 3 or 4 times a week. What I have learned from the chef was that the product, if you put it in early application when you are heating your wok, the application and the umami that coming out from it is actually quite different from if you put it at the end. So for example, HAOJI mala sauce, if restaurants like a Cantonese restaurant, they do not like too much spice, so they actually put it in the early application when they are browning the or fragrancing the garlic and onion. They put it right in there, and then they use whatever fried rice or whatever noodles they do. Now, when it comes to Sichuan restaurant, like a mala tang, so in mala tang, they actually applied it at the end. So in the soup that you have, they put it at the end. And then in the dry malatang or stir-fried malatang, they put it at the end when they're finishing off the fire, put it in and get it out. So different applications and the flavor come out differently. Does that answer your question, Approver? Thank you.
So I've got a few questions for you, actually. Eliza here. So the first question I had is, how popular is Sichuan cuisine within Asian restaurants in Australia? I know Mark's touched on, these flavors catering to Asian restaurants in Australia a little bit more, but how popular is Sichuan cuisine overall within Australia?
Sorry, Eliza. Well, this is the very reason, I mean, there are a lot of Sichuan restaurants popping up. I mean, the common that you see is actually the hot pot. I mean, who in this team group, whatever, we are the participants here, 26 of us, who never have hot pot in Australia? This is where it's actually originated. And then it followed by this mala tang, and then the mala xiang guo. which is you can go to the restaurants and pick whatever you like, and then they make a soup, and then they ask you how spicy, how numbing you want. So this cuisine is actually getting so popular in Australia, and it's actually to be honest, that was driven by international Chinese students, because they are so familiar having this spicy food in China. They want the same type of cuisine in Australia. That driven the whole industry. Like, I don't know, like in Burwood in itself, we got like 5 or 6 hot pot restaurants alone. Yeah. So that is why this Sichuan cuisine is actually getting very popular here. Now, it doesn't stop here. Why? Because there's a lot of like even Taste of Shanghai, Li Long, every restaurants you go to, Shanghainese restaurant, Northern Chinese restaurant, they all have Sichuan dishes, like a sui zu yu, like the fish, we have all the red chili on top. In addition to that, you actually go to Cantonese restaurant, you taste mapo tofu. Yeah, and then what else do you taste? You taste this gongbo chicken. Even that gongbo chicken is actually originated from Sichuan. Now you go to pubs and clubs, you can actually taste it as well. So this cuisine is getting so popular, and any of the Chinese restaurants actually serve that. But of course, the spice level is different. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And I suppose it leads into my other question, which is, why did we, Nestlé Professional, introduce the HAOJI range to our market as well?
Well, that has to thanks to my boss, once more sales. No, I'm just joking. So what happened was that because, because Sichuan cuisine is actually getting so popular here in Australia, and I went and searched into China, and I found that, hey, we got a very authentic company in China, in Sichuan, that actually a trusted brand by the Sichuan people. And why not? I bring it in. That's how this product comes in. And when it first came in, first thing I did, of course, going to Sichuan restaurant. And when I went in there, they know the product better than me, because that product is actually a household product. So then slowly I introduced to the Shanghainese, the Cantonese restaurants, and they were like, wow, Sue, thank you very much. And even them, they do not know how to make like chili oil. So this is like a savior for them. So that's how this product is being brought into this market. And the purpose, I actually want to thank HCF as well. I mean, allowing us to have this time to share with you, because I don't think this product should stop at the Asian cuisine. And in fact, such a product should actually be brought up to a wider food service market in Australia, so that we actually can make a different product and actually better product. Yeah. Thank you, Eliza. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, we have sent out this product to 5 chefs. I'm not sure if they are in here or not. Well, we're waiting for the people at background to check on that. Is there anybody else have any question? You can raise your hand. We should be able to see you. No. Karen?
I believe we've got Julio online. Julio, can you unmute yourself, please?
Consider me unmuted.
Okay,
Hello, Julio. How are you?
Sue.
Hey, Sue, how you doing?
Very good. You got a sample, okay?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Well, I had a couple of the sauces, and look, I've been lucky enough to try everything apart from the oil, and I've been able to try all the sauces and the bouillon, and I found it quite simple to mix the Western style with that Asian Sichuan sauces. I actually found it really very, very simple. I started off with being not so adventurous and just doing a simple pork schnitzel with a pork fillet, but I used the mala sauce in the egg wash, and then I also used that in because I went Italian. I wanted to do a little bit of a Napolitana type sauce, so I added it in there, and turned that into a Sichuan style arrabbiata. So, you know, a smaller medallion, a nice layer. So I mixed it all up. And then that little part of me that also visits Asia decided to put a fried egg on top. So I had a complete meal, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. The first thing I did with the sauces, actually, to be honest, guys, is I took a teaspoon, poured the sauce into a teaspoon, and just tried it, because there are very subtle changes, but obvious changes, you know, between the sauces. The ginger chili I thought was, look, you're right. It's universal, that one. That one, it would hit the Western palate so much easier. But in saying that, it provided me a great, simple, light dish, and I did the barbecue or grilled prawns with those. And again, really, really, really simply, a nice little basin brush as I was barbecuing in my little grill pan there. It made a wonderful, wonderful sauce. So I finished that off by, you know, they were fresh prawns, so I made a prawn oil infusion. So that really hit the notes. And then just as before you serve them, a little brush of the sauce, and that was really good. I think the one thing that I enjoyed above everything was the jerky that I made. I think that is I just nailed that one beautifully. Really quite simple, but again, with the mala in there, I had cracked black pepper, coriander seeds, cumin seeds. I ground those up, lots of black pepper and the mala sauce, a touch of vinegar, and I marinated my beef strips for 24 hours and then dehydrated them. Simply finished them off by a little angle cut, tossed them in with some a little bit of extra chili, and then I put through some fried shallots, deep fried shallots, and some peanuts, some salted peanuts, and had them as a little bar snack. That is to die for. That probably one of my favorites, actually. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the flavors and cooking with them. So they're on my list, Mark. They're on the list. I think they're
good, man. I want to come round to your bar and have some of those bar snacks. They sound great.
Thank you.
So the jerky, you're using what sauce? You use the ginger?
No, I didn't. I used the mala.
All right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Actually, next time you can try mixing them all in.
I didn't think of that, actually. I was trying to keep them all separate so I could, you know, see what the tastes were. But the green bottle, that is the strongest of them all. Is that the green chili, sir?
Yes. I hope you didn't taste it straight on.
100% I did. 100% I did, because that was a small bottle that I had since last time we caught up. So it you know, it was absolutely fantastic. That was the first jerky that I made, the first biltong. I used that one, but people found that a little bit too strong. But going to the mala hits the spot for most people.
I think I remember as well, because there was some pie during the ACF event that
That's
I
the one.
tasted.
Yeah.
Yes, with the mala sauce, that was
Yes.
awesome. I was like
Yeah.
having 2 or 3 and eating all of them.
That's the one.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, actually, this product now, I actually have them. Well, we actually have them available in Amazon now. Except from the mala, I'm still working on it. Oh, I see Martin there. Hello, Martin.
Hey, Sue, how are you?
Very good. I was just saying that I saw this product is now available in Amazon. So, and now it's Black Friday. They've got a special deal on. I'm working on the mala and the chicken because Amazon was not sure how to place order and things like that. But this whole range will be available on there soon. Well, Martin, introduce yourself to everyone, please, and tell us what did you make.
Martin McInnes. Director for the ACF South Queensland. I'm a chef by trade, but teacher now. Mr. Clayton knows me. Hello, Mark. I made a crispy skin chicken breast with steamed rice with my panko breadcrumb infused with the mala. So I steamed the rice, I rolled it in this breadcrumb, and it got all nice and crispy and crunchy. It's awesome. I really enjoyed that. I did a coconut cream sauce using this one. So a coconut cream and a splash of that. The first one, I put about a tablespoon of that stuff in. I had to use 6 cans of coconut to subdue it so it's edible. So it might be a health warning on these bottles. And did some choy sam and a mango salsa.
I'm sorry, I didn't warn you enough.
I know, it would have been a good idea. I nearly blew my head off with this one.
Well, it's very, and I did say that this is the least spicy of all.
This one I enjoyed straight, but very hot.
Very hot. That's why it's very concentrated, you know, and it's actually value for money as well. I mean, it's so concentrated. You only need a little bit in application. Well, did you cook anything with the ginger one?
I only got these 2.
All right, cool.
Thank you. Yvonne's online too. Maybe it was Yvonne.
Yes, I'll get Yvonne in as well. Well, thank you so much, Martin.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And Yvonne there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hi Yvonne. How are you?
Hello,
You want
how
to
you
introduce
doing?
yourself?
My name's Yvonne. I'm a chef by trade, but I teach commercial cookery at CIT in Canberra. And I actually gave them to unfortunately he's in class. We have an Asian chef who used them to cook with, and he also did say very strong. So yeah, but he did the one that he was holding up before. He did a pork belly dish with it, and he used some of it in a salsa with some pineapple, and yeah, it was lovely, but very strong. Yeah, too strong for me.
Well, you only need a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yes, because the product, once they go into like, say for example, mayonnaise, any of it, even the oil, the chef Lu was telling me that you can actually add that to the mayo, 1 to 15. So
yeah,
1 spoon of, the oil, 15 of the mayo.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll keep that ratio in mind.
Yes, and then the rest of the sauce, with tomato sauce, you actually have 1 to 10. Like say, for example, the mala sauce. The mala sauce go well with anything that is sweet base or a bit of sour base, like sweet and sour pork. That would be the great addition. Braised pork, you know, barbecue. Yeah. That is the product to go for in terms of cooking and marination. And also pasta, which is tomato base, and pizza. And then when it comes to the ginger one, I would normally recommend people to go with like a little dash of lemon or lime and a fish sauce because of the pickled nature of the product. So you actually can use it in your fish applications and stuff like that. And then with the green one, what I was told by one Western chef was that when you are doing your beef, you know, you got your butter on top before you go and grill, and then you put a little bit of that on top of it. It will just bring the flavor out amazingly. I mean, for myself at home, I'll use the green chili sauce and make that and only very, very tiny bit. Yes. Well, would appreciate that if you guys can post your creation to us so that we actually can share it with a wider team. Now, any further questions from anyone? All good? Well, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Australian Culinary Federation for giving us this opportunity. Karen, over to you.
Thank you very much. It's been a very informative afternoon, and we very much look forward to the next one, Sue. So thank you, and please say thank you to all the chefs involved also. So I'd like to say a good afternoon to everybody online, and we hope to see you at our next event. Thank you.